Hello and welcome back to the GorillaBiker. Today what we're going to be doing is a quick review on the RiserApp for motorcycle trip tracking and planning and stuff. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So if you follow the channel, you'd know that recently I started using an app called RiserApp. And so far I've used it for 40 hours and like 2,500 kilometers. I wanted to really use it until before I gave my opinions on it. So we're going to talk about the good and the bad. There's a couple of good points, a couple of bad points. It's definitely not all roses for me for this particular app. I do like using it though, to get that out and up front. First and foremost, we're going to start off with the good things because I prefer good things. So the good things are the UI is really nice. So you know, the actual usage of the app is quite pleasant. The app works very well. It tracks things very well, I have found, except when my phone crashes, which isn't the app's fault. And yeah, I really like, you know, the garage app part of it, so you can track your motorcycles, all the different types of motorcycles you've ridden. That's a cool thing for me because I review bikes, so I get to kind of keep a list of all the bikes I've reviewed in there, which is nice. I like that. I don't know why I like it, but I do. It's just a nice little thing. You know, what else is nice about it is the friends list. I really like the fact you can have friends on it. It is like a little mini social media for bikers, which is cool because, you know, oftentimes there isn't many, like if I share all my stuff on Facebook, no one in my normal friend circle cares. Only my bike friends. And you know, I don't think it's, you know, some people might on your bike circle of friends see a trip you've taken and be like, oh, that's cool, that looks like a nice twisty road. You know, how's that? Another thing that I did find it was good for was, you know, planning a trip home from work, which you would have seen on the channel if you saw that video. You know, you can just pick your home point and it takes you home and does plot a nice route for you. There's a couple of challenges on there. They're nice too. Not that, you know, I really pay much attention to them. It's just nice that is there for other people. You can have groups. You can make a group with your friends. You can plan trips on there. You can actually plan a route, which is another cool thing. But other than that, I think a really good thing it does is it kind of gets you out of, you know, a rut if you're in one. A lot of people tend to just ride the same routes all the time. That's something I've talked to a couple of people about. That tractor's very loud. And that's not an issue I have because I'm always going to different places for videos, which is, you know, part of the beauty of making videos. You know, it kind of drives me to go to new and different places all the time, which is certainly a good thing. So you know, RiserApp also has the ability to do that, to push you to those different areas and also help you track them so you can look back at them and see them, and it is cool. So what else do I like? I like the fact you can track your distance. Nice little weird pat in the back thing, self pat in the back that you can look at. That's cool. Not that it matters to most people. I mean, most of my rides are actually quite short. You know, it's the quality of the ride for me, not the quantity. You know, I'd love to be able to go out and do 400 kilometer spins every weekend or whatever else, but I just don't have the time. Unfortunately, at the moment in my life. What else is cool? The fact you can track, you know, your number of trips. You can put in links to your YouTube channel, your Instagram, your Facebook. Obviously, good for me from a, you know, video perspective. You can add pictures to your trips. I really like that. I like sharing pictures to my trips. Again, obviously, some people might not like that. And you do have the ability to just use this app for yourself. You can set all your trips to only me, so no one else can see what you're doing, which is nice. You can set it to friends, or you can set it to everyone. There's plenty of options there, and I do like how it's laid out. It's quite easy to use. Now, the bad points, and there are a couple of those too. What I did mention that you can plot from your work to your home. The hide start and end function, which is there to basically hide where you work and hide where you live, it doesn't go far enough. If you live in a country like Ireland where your house might be the only house for, like, you know, quite a distance, it's really obvious where your home is. So I actually end up hiding most of my trips, which is a pity because I want to share my trips. It's something I have messaged Riser about. They did take the information on board. Whether or not they'll ever act on it, I don't know. But I do hope that they bring in something like Strava has. If you use Strava for running and cycling, you know, you can set a big circle of exclusion for your home point, which actually allows you to really effectively hide where you live, which is nice. That's something I'd like to see in there. I've spoken to people who actually don't use the app, because they're uncomfortable. They won't even try it because they're uncomfortable with the fact they can't do that. And I know one of the options is obviously, well, just start and finish your trip away from your house. I disagree with that, because, you know, if you're like me, you want to just press play on it, take off, track your trip, and not look at your phone for the journey of the trip till you get home and hit end. That's how I want to do it. And actually, one thing I forgot is the auto pause. That works really well. So when you stop and you take a break, it pauses for you. You don't need to touch your phone, and it restarts perfectly every time. So that is a plus point. But the start and end, the hide, start and end, for me, that needs to be improved, because it just makes me hide all my trips, which kind of ruins the point of it being a social platform, because people can't see my trips. I think that needs fixing. Another thing I don't really like is the fact that the app is kind of buggy. So one of the bugs is you have two options. You can hide start and end, and you can also hide top speed. Why top speed is even being recorded on there is something that I have a question over, but anyway, that'll come in a second. But the problem is, if you hit hide start and end and hide top speed, it's happened to me a number of times where, you know, I save the trip, I've hidden start and end and hidden my top speed, and then I'll get a message off one of my friends being like, I can see everything. And you go back in and those two options have just become unticked. I have no idea how that happens, but that is a problem for me. It's a small glitch, but the fact that the hide, start and end is so poor anyway, and we'll get to top speed in a second, it just kind of takes away from it for me, because you're worrying about it and you're double checking it to make sure that people can't see where you live, because, you know, all of my friends on the platform aren't my friends in real life. I don't want everyone to know where I live. That's quite simple. I don't want random people turning up to my house. That's just weird. And I definitely don't want random people turning up to my place of work, because where I work has nothing to do with the channel. The second kind of bad bit to that is the top speed. Top speed shouldn't even be recorded, in my opinion. If it is being recorded, it should be an always hidden option unless you turn it on. That should be an auto set to never show this. Because why would you? You don't know who's looking at these things. Again, it comes back to it being a social platform. I want to share my trips with everyone, but that's one thing that stops me doing that, because you know what I mean? Like sometimes your wrist slips and you go fast, and you don't want everyone to see that, because they might be a police person, and that's not good. So definitely for me, either improve the functionality of the glitchiness on the hide top speed section, or make top speed default to not being a thing. Average speed is fine. Average speed is on there, absolutely fine. Why in the name of God do you want to show people your top speed? Like, number one, it's just dangerous from a legal perspective, and number two, it's dangerous from some people might try showboat. I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of old and mature or something, but I just don't see the point of it. It's not something I want to show people. It's just not. And then the other minor thing I don't like about it, this is minor because you can still pick a point on the map. It doesn't have support for a lot of addresses in Ireland anyway. I can't use air codes. Air codes is, since we've introduced them, they're basically the same as postcodes, or they are the same as postcodes, but we call them air codes. And that's how I find a lot of places with Google Maps, because air codes are they're pinpoint accurate. You're not messing around with, I don't know if you've ever seen a lot of addresses in Ireland. We don't have house numbers a lot and stuff, so it's very much hit and miss, and some streets are named very similar to a street that might be half the town away or whatever else. So it's just, air codes would be better, and they're not supported. So that's something I would suggest, is if you can add the air code support. I don't know how easy it is to port that stuff across. If it's on Google Maps, I don't know, can you use that technology or whatever else? I have no idea how it works, but it would be a nice to have, is to have air code support. Like I said, you can pick a point on map, but it can kind of make stuff tedious if you're trying to find a place to go to or plan a circular route. That's another minor inconvenience, but I thought it worth mentioning. And the last minor inconvenience is when you actually do hit a route. I do find it's a very dark background. Now, you can possibly change this, I just couldn't find it, but I am an idiot, so I've an IQ of about 24. The background, the standard background, is like a dark grey, and then the route is like this blue line. And because it doesn't have like sub roads, if you come up to a roundabout in Ireland, it's very hard to know which exit you actually have to take, because it's I don't know, I found it really hard to read, but at the same time I did go the way I was supposed to go, so every time. So I don't know, I'm probably nitpicking at something I don't need to nitpick at, but that is another minor thing that I don't particularly like. Overall though, what do I think? Overall, well, I mean, I've used the app for 40 hours. I've tracked 2,500 kilometers on it. I actually really like it. I really like the tracking features. I really like the fact that I can just turn on my phone, press go, and head off and just ride a route. It doesn't have to record the route. It records the route for you. You don't need to plan it. You can just go. I really like that. I really like the garage function. It's really cool to have all my bikes in there. It's really cool to have your friends on there. And the getaway planner thing, like I said earlier, that you can actually plan a route with your friends. That's pretty cool too. So I do like it. The minor ones, yeah, definitely. I want to hide my house more. Why is top speed recorded? Just why? And you know, maybe more visibility and actual air code support. That'd be good. But I understand that Ireland is a small country, so maybe air code support isn't a big issue for everyone else in the world. But overall, I'd give this app a 7 out of 10. I really like it. It's a free version as well, which you know I should mention. So everything that I got is free, which is lovely. I'm sure they're probably getting some data off me and selling it to someone, but so is the entire internet, so I don't really care. But yeah, overall, 7 out of 10, really good app. Like I said, use it for 40 hours. I think 40 hours is a pretty considerable test time. So next, I'm going to be testing the free version of Calimoto and trying that. So if you found this video helpful, please let me know. If you're going to give RiserApp a try, let me know down in the comments. Would you be put off by any of the things I mentioned, or do you think it sounds good? Like I said, do give it a go. I do recommend it. It is a good app, good UI. I'm definitely going to use it into the future after I'm finished testing other types of apps. If there's an app you'd like me to test for motorcycle stuff, and it has to be motorcycle stuff, I don't care about cooking or anything like that, let me know down in the comments. And yeah, as I said, if you liked the video, please do hit the like button. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. You don't have to if you don't want. I'm not going to make you do anything. I can't make you do anything. You're very far away, probably. Or maybe you're over there. I don't know. And yes, thank you for watching. As always, a massive thank you to my patrons. One of my patrons has also suggested another app, Reaver, which I'm going to also test. So that'll all be coming up in the future. Maybe distant, I don't know. But yeah, until next time, thank you again. Special thanks to my patrons. You're all legends. Mucho apreciado. And yeah, adios. Outro crew. I turned on this camera to use it as a second angle and I never even set it up. Cause I'm a doofus. Doofus. Amint a doofus. Is amint a word? There you go, there's your question. Is amint I? Is that a word? I've always said that. I don't know, is that a word? Amint. Sounds like it's not a word. I don't know. Bye.